Coming up on Refresh.
Many of you are discouraged right now over a person. It's not over a situation. It's not over money. You're discouraged because of somebody. But God's going to give you the grace to get to your promise today. I promise you today, if you just trust the Lord and have faith in God, He's going to help you to get to your promise, because we're not going to let anything be voided out. We're going to, by faith, take it by force. We're not letting the devil have it. We're not letting our haters have it. We're going to get what God has for us.
I am the one walking in faith till the work is done. Refresh. I am the one, a place for me. Refresh is home.
It's coming. 3 powerful days. The Shift Conference. Join conference host Apostle Stephen and Lady Darlene Davis. October 5th through the 7th.
Let them know that we're in the Shift Conference. We came to shift the atmosphere.
Get ready for Bishop Joseph Walker III.
Be careful who you give up on, because you never know what God is going to do.
Then get ready for Pastor Keon Henderson.
He's coming back to look for a church without a spot or a wrinkle. And you trying to get a paycheck? I'm trying to go to heaven.
And don't miss the powerful preaching of Dr. Jasmine Sklark.
And look at your neighbor and say, this is how I fight my battles. I don't cry about it, I shout over it.
The Shift Conference 2025, October 5th through the 7th. Register now at theshiftco.org.
This is not a weak ministry. It used to be a weak ministry. Under the grace of God, it's a powerful ministry. So we give all glory to the Lord. We give all glory to the Lord. So I want to walk you through a few things that I think are going to be very helpful to you. Only build under grace when you know the imperfections that exist. Only be so I can see imperfections. I know imperfections. I can see imperfections in me, Mayor. I know what I was. I'm always honest with me. People are not honest with themselves. I looked at me in the mirror and said, boy, you got yourself in a mess, didn't you? But it wasn't that I got myself in a mess. I just needed grace. God calls people who can't make it happen for themselves. So I looked at me, and then I looked at the people who were with me, and I said, oh man, we in trouble. And then I looked over, and I was married to a white woman, and I was raising 2 little white girls. I said, I'm sure enough, I need more grace. And I'm living out in Pinson. I don't know when the Klan's gonna come by. But I needed grace. I looked at every situation. I'm just being honest with you. I looked at every situation, and everything about what was going on said I needed grace. I said, God, I need grace. I need grace. I see so many imperfections. I see so many weaknesses. I see so many areas that I won't be able to carry out what you want me to carry out without grace. So I'm always honest with myself. I don't get on this tantrum and start flexing my muscles and say I can get it done. I can't get it done without grace. I need grace, and I let God know that. So He helped to navigate me over to this place of grace. If I had known the attacks that I get from being what I am right now, oh Jesus, I said, Lord, pour out more grace. I probably said, God, don't give me grace, let me out. Because there's a level of attack. People love to attack people who are successful. If you want to be successful, get yourself ready. You're going to go through attack. If you're a city official, you're going to go through attack. What you need is grace to smile when you want to frown. It takes grace. So when you see those imperfections and you know those imperfections exist, what you need to do is you position and build under grace. Can I go just a little bit further? When we labor by the law, and this is pertaining to the scripture, when we labor by the law, we delay the arrival of that comes by faith. So if I now start operating by rules and regulations, what it does is it slows me down from getting to the place that God wanted to take me to, because I got to wait 4 years till I get my degree to move there. I don't think y'all heard me. So I'm now delaying because I got all these rules and regulations and saying why I can't, when I can, and I got to get this done and I got to get this done. But when you operate under that, because the law, what it done, it disqualifies you. So when we labor by the law, we delay the arrival that comes by faith. You have to have faith to get there. And you got to believe that the grace of God is on your life no matter what's happening in your life or what's happening in your life presently. You got to believe in the grace of God. You got to have faith in the grace of God so that you'll start moving. The more you move towards it, the more you believe. So it was a gradual movement that caused me to believe. I am so committed to God. You want to know why? He put grace on me every single step of the way. God never does anything in a hurry. He said, Abraham, I'm going to give you a child. He waited 25 years. It takes 25 years to get what I want. Grace had to come on him. Abraham had not learned how to steward grace yet, so it took 25 years to learn how to steward grace. Based on our upbringing, we have to learn how to steward grace. So it took him 25 years. The grace was there because his faith was there, but he didn't know how to wear grace, so they created an Ishmael. A lot of times it takes time to get rid of an Ishmael to get an Isaac, the promise. God has a promise over your life. The journey that you have been on is to get rid of what you didn't need so you can have what God promised. He is navigating you out of the system of this world, the beliefs of this world, the rules and regulations of this world, so he can place grace on you. Once he puts that grace on you, he gives you the ability to move in things that you never could have moved in. Now that grace is on Abraham and he's 100 years old, boy, what in the world, what you mean you're going to go into Sarah and you're 100 years old? She's 90. But grace is on them now to be productive. Grace is on them. They're in the proper place now, but it took some time. Touch your neighbor, tell him it may take some time, but grace is coming on you. And see, this is very important. It takes grace, Mayor, to be married to somebody who is a city leader. It takes grace to be married to somebody who's a leader, who moves people, who takes people into a great direction. So grace is on Lady Davis to be married to me. People think that's easy. That's not easy, because I have to consciously remember my wife, and grace has to come on me. I have to consciously remember my daughter. Grace has to come on me. It takes grace for these high-level things. So you need grace. Those of you who are going somewhere, you need grace. So your husband don't cuss you out when you just made $1 million deal. And your wife don't start fighting you when you just brought home $2 or $3 million in revenue. That's why you need grace on you. And I got to tell you about this, because everybody that comes with you needs grace on them, so they'll celebrate with you and not threaten you. So stay with me here. We will not be able to make anything right through your works, but through righteousness by faith. There's so many things we do to try to make it right. And some of you trying to make it right. You're wasting time trying to make it right. He has to make it right. Some of y'all waiting out. Well, how many times you going to apologize? How many times you going to say you're sorry? You're wasting time. Let's go. You said it 4 or 5 times. You email, you text messages, you've done. How many times you going to keep rewinding back? You got to move forward now and understand the grace of God that's on your life. And when it's on your life, you don't get stuck in works. It's over. I meant it from my heart. I'm done with it. Now I got to move on because I have faith in righteousness. Yeah, I may have messed it up. I'm just talking for you. I may have messed it up really bad. It may be really bad, but one thing I do know, once I said I acknowledge it, now I believe that the grace of God is coming on my life through faith. Now I have his righteousness. No, I'm not right, but I have his righteousness on me. And if I have his righteousness on me, I can move towards my destination. Yeah, I have an Ishmael. I have an Ishmael back there, but I know, God, you tell me what to do with him, but I'm moving on on with my Isaac. I can't get to where I'm supposed to do with Isaac if my mind is still back there on things. And when grace comes on you, it gives you the liberty to stop having nightmares of things that's not going to happen again, because you have to have vision for what's ahead of you. And so you have to walk in this righteousness by faith. It's better by faith. I'm stronger by faith. I'm not going to live a nightmare when I ought to be living a dream by faith. I've had some of the most horrific days, but I wonder when I go to bed, is it going to be okay? And then grace comes on me and it gives me vision for the future. Let me take y'all somewhere. Just over the last few days, I was thinking, man, I don't know what I'm going to do with this situation. They don't even know I know about the situation. But I'm wondering, what am I going to do with it? The Lord said, I want you to have more vision forward, because you can't keep looking back, and you can't try to get people on your team that don't have the grace to be on your team. So you got to keep moving forward. Some of y'all wasting too much time with people who don't want to go where you want to go. And God says, come on, grace is here. Grace is here. Grace is here. All you got to be able to do is believe it. Maybe he's making some room for some new friends that's got grace on them, and you're wasting your time with these friends who have no grace, don't know how to talk to you, don't know how to respect you, don't know how to honor you. That's simply because they don't have the grace on them. But grace is over here. And if grace is forward, you got to let all that stuff go. Because if it can be done, it would have already been done. But it's only through grace that it can be done. Those who believe in their works will void out the promise that is to come. There's some things that God has on his radar for you. But if you believe in everything you can do, because we fail ourselves. Some of us are depressed because we failed ourselves, because we were trying to prove something through ourselves. Well, I ain't trying to prove it to myself. I need you, Jesus. I need grace on my life. I got faith that you're going to help me to get to where I can't get to on my own. And I'm not going to void out the promise. The promise did not leave. What left was the grace. When grace leaves, the promise is sitting there waiting on you to show up. How many of you out there, your promise is sitting there waiting on you? Your promise can't vanish, but you gave up on the grace. It got so hard. You got so discouraged. And most discouragement can be pointed back to a relationship you don't need in your life. Many of you are discouraged right now over a person. It's not over a situation. It's not over money. You're discouraged because of somebody. But God's going to give you the grace to get to your promise today. I promise you today, if you just trust the Lord and have faith in God, he's going to help you to get to your promise, because we're not going to let anything be voided out. We're going to, by faith, take it by force. We're not letting the devil have it. We're not letting our haters have it. We're going to get what God has for us. Can y'all give a shout of amen right there? He's graced us. Anytime God wants to move you to a better place, he'll put a grace and an empowerment. And grace is an empowerment. Paul said it himself. He said, the Lord talked to Paul and said, my grace is sufficient for you. In your time of weakness, I'll make you strong. If you came in here weak, God's making you strong. If you came in here confused, God is bringing focus. If you came in here in a nightmare, God's giving you a dream, because that's what God does. If we just have faith in his grace, it moves us over into an opportunity for us to spread our wing. You getting better by the moment. While I'm preaching, you're getting better. While I'm speaking, there's something rising up on the inside of you. While my mouth is open, something on the inside of you saying, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Everything I say, yes, Lord. You may not know all the scripture, but yes, Lord. I came at the right time. Yes, Lord. It is going to work out for my good. Yes, Lord. 1,000 may fall out that side, 10,000 at the right hand. I may have enemies everywhere, but yes, Lord, I don't care who turned on me. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to go in depression. Yes, Lord, grace is on me to keep going, because I'm not going to void out the promise because I didn't have the faith to keep going. I promise y'all, you can't go on a journey without stuff falling off. Things are going to fall off if you move. Anything that falls off as you moving wasn't needed for where you were going. Faith gives us access to grace that makes our arrival to the promise sure. Everybody around you been doubting whether you were going to get there. You've even had people criticizing you when you turn your back. But they didn't know that God put you in there by grace. They didn't know they don't understand your belief system. If they understood your belief system, they would never doubt you. Because to doubt your belief system is to doubt the God that you trust in. And see, they don't understand. They think you're just an act, but you're not an act. You're in grace. And you've been assigned to this moment, and the promise is sure to you. I need you to touch your neighbor. Tell them the promise is sure. Tell them the dream is going to come to pass. I am going to have it. You are going to see it. Because I believe that I receive. I shall recover. Even if I'm in the worst of times, I shall recover. Because the grace of God is on my life. The only reason I'm recovering is because of the grace of God that's on my life. They didn't want you to have a comeback, but you're going to have a comeback because of the grace of God on your life. They thought it was not obtainable. It is obtainable when the grace of God is on your life. If you just try one more time. You said, I tried one time, I tried twice, I tried 3 times. Now you're on your 4th time. Grace is now there for you. You got to pull yourself together. You got to start thinking positive again. You got to say it can happen. You got to say it will happen. You got to say, I see it happening. When you get so excited about something you see in your mind, people may think you're crazy, but now you're thinking like God. He says, my ways are higher than your way. My thoughts are higher than your... It's a promise. And as long as I don't void it out, and I don't allow people to talk me into voiding it out, you're just wasting your time. No, I'm not wasting my time. Grace is on me. The reason you're tired is because you ran out of grace. I'm still under grace. I got a second wind. Anybody getting a second wind in this house? You're getting a second wind. That's grace. Grace is now moving up and down your row in every section. Grace is now moving on you. The reason you're feeling encouraged, that's grace. Let me introduce you to my friend. His name is Grace. And the only reason you're sensing him is because you have the faith to believe that he exists. He is a person. He does show up for those who desire to do something great in life. Grace will keep you going when everything around you said it is over. It is not over. You're going to get married again. Yes, you are. Grace says so. Yep, you're going to recover all the finances you lost. Yes, grace says so. Yes, your body is already healed. Grace says so. Yeah, you're going to move into a higher level in a higher dimension because grace says so. Once grace gets done talking, ain't no need of listening to nobody else. Grace says so. Tell somebody, grace says so. I'm pretty sure. Now people have a problem. They have a problem. They'll talk about you, but never talk to you. And when they're talking about you and not talking to you, grace is on you to prove them wrong. You're about to prove every critic that didn't talk to you but talked about you, you're about to prove them wrong. You need to shout right there. Grace is on you. If grace is on you, healing is on you. Wherever grace is, you can do all things through Christ who gives you the strength and the ability. You win with grace. You stand with grace. If you believe in grace, you are going to make it. I don't care how low it is. Grace will raise you up no matter how much time. Grace is there. Listen. If it had not been for grace, I would have gave up because time. And see, when you have your own timeline and grace has its timeline, you got to give up your timeline for grace's timeline. Because you got to be believing when grace shows up. And if grace shows up and you've given up, I challenge you to answer the door when grace shows up. I challenge you to open the door of your heart and believe that grace is for you. I challenge you to believe that God can still do something with your life. Some of y'all thinking God can't do anything with me. I'm too old. I made too many mistakes. That's why grace shows up. He shows up for those who are old. He shows up for those who made mistakes. He shows up for those who are young. He shows up for those who thought it was all over. There is no hope. I may not even consider that anymore. Those are the ones he shows up for, because those are the ones he can get glory out of your life. I used to wonder, why did he pick Stephen A. Davis? Because he could get glory out of my life. The more you see me do, the higher I go. That's a sign that the grace is real, and it's a sign that I believe it. And if you believe it, grace will have a relationship with you. Grace will follow you home. Grace will follow you to your job. Grace will follow you to your business. Grace will be with you. I can tell you, I'm a living witness. When I didn't have anybody else, grace said, don't worry about it, I got you. Grace has you. Grace has you. Grace has you. Don't worry about what they say about you. Grace has you. My wife told me yesterday, and every time I do a eulogy, she says that's the best one. The one I done yesterday, I walked over and she said, that's the best one ever. Because what grace does, it exceeds itself. At the very moment that they think you came with the best that you have, grace will kick in right there. God's about to get somebody's attention for the second and third and fourth time, because what's coming on you this time is greater than what was on you last time. I said, what came on you last time is not greater than what's coming on you this time. And you don't have to put your chest out, but make sure everybody know the grace of God is on your life, and that's how you do what you do. And grace is about to blow somebody's mind. It might as well be you. Let me finish up. I got to get on the road. I'm ready to put my toes in some sand. I'm ready to watch the waves roll on. The hurricane got to go another direction. So as long as I'm there, it can't come. It can come after I leave, but it can't come while I'm there. Grace is on me. When grace is on me, everything that was coming towards you, if it was not healthy, it's got to take another route. Let me preach right there. Whatever was coming your way, whatever was planning to sabotage you, it's going in a different route now. It's just like the Red Sea. It was grace on the children of Israel. When God gave instructions to Moses for them to walk through, the Red Sea had to open up. Some of y'all better get ready, because some automatic doors are opening up right now. Some people who had allied against you are being divided right now. You're going to walk right through the crowd, and nobody's going to be able to touch you. I said nobody's going to be able to touch you. I'm going to say it again. And nobody's going to be able to touch you. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. It's the time of the Lord. Grace on your life. Look. The faith of Abraham works through grace, which is more effective for those who have not fulfill the law. So the law is this. You read Genesis. When you read the book of Genesis, it's the Mosaic law. So all those first 5 books, it's the Torah, and it shows us how bad we fail. See, if you don't know how bad you fail, you won't trust in grace. But when I saw how inadequate I was, I said, I got to get over here in some grace. So don't get mad when it seems like the message is curving around your issue. Your issue will push you over into grace. Say, I'm still going to be somebody. I'm still going to please God. I'm still in the will of God. People who have a religious way of thinking try to shut you out because you had a baby out of wedlock. The devil is a lie. God's going to raise you and that baby up. If you can have enough faith and trust God in spite of, God's going to take that prince, because that's what you have, a princess, and turn him into a king or a queen. Oh, y'all didn't hear me. Anything that needs more grace is about to triumph. Well, I couldn't do it all right. I wanted to do it all right. Now I found an option. Let me get over here in grace, and grace is going to make me better. You can't legally find anything that I'm doing wrong. You want to know why? I've learned how to walk in grace. When I needed grace the most, here I was. But then I got over here where everything's clean, and I said, I need more grace, because God is raising me up, and the more God raises you up, the more grace you need, because there's going to be some betrayal when you're coming up, so you need some grace. I don't know who your Judas is, but I know who mine are, and I sit down and eat with them sometimes, but grace is still on me. I want to tell you this, God is releasing grace on your life, and you're going to be more effective because you failed back there. Nobody appreciates God more than somebody who failed in the past. I want to speak to all you past failures and welcome you into the success of grace. So if you failed back then, you went into error back then, if you've done some things crazy back then, now you're ready and you believe God still has a future for you, I need you to shout at me right now. I almost feel that Samson spirit. I'm about to go. Give me about 4 minutes. I'm about to go. I feel that Samson spirit. Samson had been manipulated, lost his hair and lost his eyes, lost his strength. But all of a sudden, while he was still pushing that meal, some of y'all been pushing in circles, but the Bible said his hair began to grow back, because grace was coming on him. And some of y'all been going in circles for the last 3 or 4 years, and you wonder when you're going to get out of that circle. But I'm telling you right now, while you've been going in that circle, grace has been settling on you. And every time he went around, he learned how to wear grace, so much so that his strength came back. And you thought your purpose was over. Your purpose wasn't over. It was just growing. It was growing. And you were making sure, I'm not going to make that mistake again. And you kept on pushing. You kept on worshiping. You kept on praying. I won't believe in them anymore. I got to keep going. And he kept going until his strength came back. His hair came back. His eyes didn't come back. But his ability to push came back. I want to tell you, this grace that's coming on you, you're going to push beyond the weights. I said you're going to push beyond this. Hey, they don't understand. This push that's in me now is for every critic that tried to destroy me. This grace that's on me now is for everybody that talked about me and I thought they were with me. This grace that's on me now is for the sight they tried to take. They tried to take your vision. They may not have physically taken your eyes, but they wanted you to look down instead of looking up. But God is giving you the strength to push, to fulfill what he placed in you. What he placed in you needs grace, and for you to accomplish it, he's putting grace on you, because he put it in you, and God is not a bad investor. This round, he's going to get it out of you through grace. I need everybody on your feet, and I need everybody celebrating grace. They thought you didn't have a comeback in you. They didn't know I was going to preach about grace. They didn't know you were going to believe the message that I'm preaching. And because you believe the message, you will succeed. Touch about 3 people. Tell them, I will